Sorry, we're not interested. Oh. Sorry about that. Welcome, come in. Hello, welcome to my $6 million penthouse.
Wait, we don't really lie on the show. Can you just say something truthful?
Yeah, okay. Hi, welcome to my dirty New York City.
Wait, we had a rehearsal. Can you just do it how we rehearsed it earlier?
Okay, yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do it. Hello, AD. Welcome to my 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom loft in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Come on. So I share this 1-bedroom loft with my boyfriend and my landlord, Mr. Moosington, but we pay $3,400 per month on this space. And let me give you a quick tour. So unfortunately, if you guys are new here, this will probably be the last time that you see this apartment. I very likely have already moved out in my last video, but I wanted to show you guys what the status of the final apartment is after living here for 2 years with my boyfriend and my cat. As you can see, it's pretty lived in, and we have just a lot of random things that are scattered around the apartment because it is a 1-bedroom, and I think personally sharing a 1-bedroom with my boyfriend means that there is constantly random things all around. And honestly, I'm kind of a culprit of that because I have a lot of my ceramics and random things here. So anyways, let's do a full tour of the place. So welcome to my $3,400 Brooklyn loft in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I live here with my boyfriend and my cat, Moose, who is also our landlord and also our producer on my podcast, Soju with Sarah. But this has been the perfect starter apartment for me and my boyfriend. And so a lot of this space is the combination of both of our creative minds, mostly mine, but in the living room, we've decorated it with a ton of random posters. I don't even know if you can call these posters, but I never got around to finishing the gallery wall. So it kind of looks a little bit odd just to have this one corner with random things. Throughout the years, we've also accumulated a ton of pillows. So my boyfriend actually made this one, and it says Jung, which is his Korean name. And on top of that, we have a giant Ryan plushie, which we got in Korea. Okay, so I used to be really into plants, and especially propagating plants. So this is a dragon fruit plant that I propagated like a year and a half ago, and it is starting to get big, but apparently these take like 4 to 10 years to actually fruit. This is a little propagation that I did with my friendship plant, and these are actually very easy to propagate, so you can just take off one of these leaves and put it in water. 2 years ago, I told my boyfriend James to get me plants instead of flowers for any special occasions. So he got me this jewel orchid, and it's gotten really big, so I also propagated this somewhere over there. But you can't see it, it's in the very back. This little guy is Ernie. He is our distinguished gentleman in the home that we got for my podcast, which I film in this living room. And he has been sitting here ever since October. This is a giant Dracania that I have ripped off all the leaves on. And it looks kind of naked, but let's go over here. I won't go through all the plants because I have so many, and I kind of went through my like plant era 2 years ago. Since getting our landlord, we have not been able to focus on the plants. But here are all the plants that I have put high up so that our landlord slash producer slash cat doesn't get to. I repotted this one recently, which I'm really proud of. I had to cut off so many leaves because it was getting really big, but the plant looks really nice now in the new pot. Before we go into the bedroom, if you can notice, we have a huge storage issue in the home. And so throughout the years, we've just accumulated different storage options like this one. We have a ton of shoes, honestly, mostly mine, right outside the bedroom. One of the things that has cluttered over the years is this TV console, and it used to be very clean and aesthetic, but now it's just a pile of letters, mail, and different things. I also have my light that I use for my podcast setup. Right on top of it, my boyfriend's Xbox, but then on top of it is my ceramics. I've since gifted a lot of my ceramics away, but I still have a few that I've made in the studio that I really love and wanted to keep. So here's just a highlight reel of some of my ceramics that I've made this year. Honestly, one of my goals for the next apartment that we move into is to figure out how to store my ceramics because there's just so many of it. I also just have a ton of random things for my back in the apartment. So I have this weird back contraption that I got on Amazon, and then also another foam roller. The other thing that also clutters up now is all of Moose's stuff. And so he has random things like his toys and his scratching pad, and also this fish toy that he loves, and he always just puts it in his mouth and then brings it and carries it over into his bed, which is this little cubby in the bedroom. Oh God, I'm so sorry about that. Sorry. Welcome to the bedroom space. You and I can...
That's not really appropriate for the video.
I'm sorry. Welcome to the bedroom space. This is where I feel like I could have put a lot more creative juice into, because this bedroom is kind of bare, and ever since we moved in, I've just not had the time to really work on this. It's just kind of been a place for us to throw our clothes, anything miscellaneous, our moose. But this is also a really nice bedroom because it fits our queen bed, which we upgraded after a year of living here. We were sleeping on a full bed for the longest time, which is not ideal for a couple. I have my work desk that I mostly work at here. It is very convenient, very nice. I set up this shelf a while ago and then I put all my plushies on it, which I think is really cute. I have my plaque there for my 100,000 subscribers, which I love you guys. And then I have more plants, which back then I thought I didn't have enough, but now I have too many because all of them have to be above ground level, which is kind of hard. And this is our cubicle that we have designated for our landlord. He's actually built a home for himself there, and he loves to bring his toys in there. Here are some of my favorite bags if you guys are curious, and I've started doing that charm thing where I decorate it with charms, and I quite like it. But my desk is pretty basic. There's not much to say about it. I do have a heating pad to keep my back pain in check, and also just a little bit of clutter on the right side of the desk that you guys shouldn't worry about. Right above this, I actually recently installed this, so this is a shelving unit that now houses some of the other plushies that we have, as well as my YouTube plaque and some plants. Also, this is Moose's room as well, and so if you can see, a lot of his stuff is here as well. He likes to eat right next to the bed, and so it's a funny positioning because his food and his water bowl are also here. Moose also loves to just perch on this window and look out. I think it's really nice because our apartment faces a row of trees, and so when you look out, it looks like there's a lot of greenery outside, and it's just because there are these trees. And then here is my mini Ryan, which is complimentary to the big Ryan that we got. Oh wait, let me show you guys this mini Ryan. And we have a big Ryan. This is our mini Ryan and our big Ryan, and both of these Ryans are from Korea. James got me this mini Ryan when he was visiting his family in Korea, and then afterwards when we went to Korea together, we got the big Ryan, and it took up a whole suitcase for us to bring back. But very worthy investment because this is also where I film my podcast. And if you guys watch Soju with Sarah or listen to Soju with Sarah, you'll know that we like to light the space up with a little light right here. That cost me like $10. It's a very cozy setup, and if you also notice, we have all our equipment for the podcast just lying around. It is kind of hard not having a production studio for this, so every single time I need to film the episode, we need to set everything up, connect all the wires, and then put it together. But one day when we're living in a $6 million apartment, we will have a special room for this studio space. Am I missing anything? The death trap. Let's go. Okay, so this is the staircase up to the loft space, and when we first moved in, we didn't have Moose yet. So we use this a lot more because it was just like a really nice upstairs area, and James has his desk up there. If you notice, we have a giant box here, and it's been here for the last year and a half. And the reason that we have this is because our landlord cat, Moosington, I've been calling him Moosington the whole time, but his name is actually Moose. He loves to sprint up the stairs and then jump onto the ledge. And ever since he started doing that, we've tried to just restrict him from going up there. And serendipitously, we got this box because of something that we had gotten a while ago. And then it's just been sitting here because it blocks Moose's ability to go upstairs. Unfortunately, we're not bad cat parents because of that. But let me take you upstairs and try not to die in the process. I think the first year that we were here, it was actually really easy to keep this space clean, but as you can see, there's just so much stuff that we have accumulated. These are all jackets that we have no space for downstairs because we only have one closet together. But it's kind of become a storage room because we don't really come up here that often. James comes up here sometimes to work, but it gets really cluttered because James is less clean than I am.
It's not even true. All of this clutter is yours. That's crazy.
No, this is yours.
I'm saying all of the clutter in the apartment is yours. It's just my desk is cluttered.
Let's not get into it. But yeah, I have a lot of clothes and I've been purging my clothes. Oh, and if you can see, our landlord is already trying to think, this is exactly why we don't let him up. The one huge perk about this apartment is that we do have laundry in unit. This is surprisingly really rare, and we're just really thankful that we had it. Right next to the laundry is the bathroom, and I'm not going to do too much of a tour because the bathroom is the bathroom, and also we just have so much stuff in it, and I am kind of embarrassed by how it looks, but this is the state of our bathroom right now. So one of the things I love about the apartment is the counter. It is the biggest counter that I've seen in an apartment in New York before, and Moose clearly is not going to be going up there. Okay, this is just intermission segment, I guess. Oh, ask me about my socks.
Wait, where did you get these socks from?
They're from my favorite sock brand, Bombas. Not sponsored in this video. Oh yeah, one thing about this apartment is whenever we have guests over, we have an inexplicable pile of needles, and I don't even know if I want to show this. And we have 3 of these jars of just random needles because for the first year that Moose was here, he had a lot of medical issues. He also had FIP, which we had to inject him every single day. TMI, if you're squeamish about needles, we can move on. But I also had needles from egg freezing this summer and freezing my eggs, which we could also move on from. But yeah, this is the biggest counter that I've ever had in an apartment. It's really, really nice actually to cook, but it also is very conducive to being cluttered because we just put anything that we have when we come home on the counter. The other thing that I do like about this apartment is that the refrigerator and storage space is actually quite big. It's not very visually pleasing, but this is just a realistic cabinet space I feel like for most people. I've started to just throw random things like my ceramics, and so here's one of the pieces that I made probably half a year ago. And if you remember the fused spoon from earlier, this is the upgraded version, and so I did remake it, and this time it didn't fuse and it fits perfectly into my little jar. I also put all of my soju mugs here, and if you're a viewer of the podcast, I make soju mugs for my podcast called Soju with Sarah. And this is our sink. We have a lot of random shelving units as well as cutting knives and cutting boards stacked against the wall. I also just got these S hooks so that I could hang things off of these storage shelves. As much as I love how big this kitchen counter is, I feel like it also means that we put most of our stuff that we don't know where to put onto the counter. So just a gentle tour of everything. And then we've tried to be kind of crafty with our solutions. So I actually made this in the pottery studio. I can't even take it off because there's so much stuff on it. But I made these little hooks that were supposed to be for headphones, which they can still be for headphones, in our space because we just don't have too much space to put hats and headphones and random things like that. I think one thing that I wish I did in this apartment was use the vertical space. Use the vertical space a little bit more because I feel like there's a lot of that, but that requires installing more shelving and more different things. So unfortunately we haven't. The one downside of this apartment is that it is east facing, so all the sunlight comes in the mornings, and then once it hits afternoon you can't really get much sunlight in this space, and I feel like a lot of people struggle with that because east facing or south facing apartments are really hard to come by in New York, and they always charge like a premium. So this is what you can get for $3,400. Okay, so this is our living room, and it's a very nice starter living room. I think for the both of us, we've used the space to work sometimes on this nice side table, and my coffee's there, and then also just eat. We eat most of our meals here. Funny story actually about these chairs. So we got these chairs for the counter originally, but Moose always used to like to jump onto the counter, and we haven't had a good solution for him getting up there or not getting up there. So we usually actually just put the chairs right here.
We should specify we got these before him.
We got these chairs before him. So I feel like some of the things in this apartment we no longer use because of Moose, and that's totally fine because we're moving out into a lovelier apartment where we don't have a loft space. But this living room carries a lot of memories. I think it's perfect for everything that we've had in the past. I really want to have a dining table in our next apartment, and our next apartment is actually bigger than this one, so I'm very excited for that, and I'm just excited to have more space to do random things. In New York, I feel like space is always very limited, and so whenever we do laundry or we have packages to unbox, the floor just gets immediately cluttered because it's really just like a 10 by 12 little box, which is a lot of space, especially compared to some apartments in Manhattan. But I think pricing and everything doesn't give you the most bang for your bucks. That is also why we're moving out. Anyways, thank you for joining me in this final apartment tour. It's very sad, but if you guys are interested in seeing what my new space is gonna look like and what it looks like, I will be posting the moving vlogs and everything soon, and I'm really excited because the new space is so much bigger, it's so much brighter, and I'm really looking forward to showing you guys. And Mr. Moosington is excited to expand his portfolio of rentals. Anyways, thank you for joining us in this apartment tour, and we'll see you next time. Bye. So I share, okay, let me just calm down.
Yeah, okay. Collect yourself.
So I share this 1-bedroom loft with my boyfriend and my cat, Moosington. That's not his official name, but welcome to my $6 million cat. So unfortunately, if you're new here, this is probably gonna be the last time I'm showing you guys this apartment. I wanted to do. Anyways, thank you for, oh, sorry.
Did he gag?
Yeah.